Good morning, everybody. This is Dane. Welcome back to my channel, Filipinos Retires Home. Do not forget to subscribe. Hit that button in the right lower part of your monitor. Then share, like, dislike, and please comment. Okay, if you have some comments, correction, or info, feedback, please do, and I'm encouraging that to everybody. And this channel is for everybody to learn. Okay, so it's not cutting down anybody's throat because they don't know anything. So we help each other, okay, to be more effective in this world. In that way, expats, OFWs, and everyone who are interested to retire in the Philippines would be able to learn. Okay, now today we're gonna discuss about whether to use, okay, you have option, use Carabao dash human manpower versus a modern equipment like Backhoe power. Okay, it all depends on different kind of factors. It all depends on that. Okay, so we'll take the two factors, time and your budget. Okay, time and your budget. Okay, how fast you want a kind of project to be done, and how much is your budget. So in my case, I will take everything in my own perspective. All right, I use human manpower and Carabao manpower most of the time. Okay, because that's what's available there most of the time. With regards to the like modern equipment, I'm in the island, so really sometimes you have to import it from the city to your island to be able to utilize those kind of convenience, and it's very expensive. Okay, so we will take it in my own perspective, my project in my place. Okay, I was building a house, so I did not use any heavy equipment there, okay, except for my cement mixer. That cost me 45,000 pesos, but my goodness, that thing worked almost every day for the last 11 months building the house, because we have cement all over the place. We have cement, so I have to use that all the time. So those are the heavy equipment thing that I have. That's the most that I have. Okay, now I use a lot of manpower. The reason for this, you help also the locals to give them some income. Okay, you can really help them. Can you imagine you can feed a family just employing those people for 11 months? I was giving each one like 300. It's not much if you compare it to dollars, but it's anyway, it's enough for them to be able to put food on the table. That's 350 for just a plain laborer, 350 a day, but I give them freebies, you know, some freebies, like sack of rice, but I was not supposed to do that though, but I was doing it for just for humanitarian reasons. Okay, now I used them to build my house, the whole entire process, 11 months. So I used 5-7 workers the whole time. That's including the foreman as well as the administrator. Okay. The only time that I use backhoe is when I built the driveway, because it's big. It's really very long driveway, so I cannot bear the thought that those people would be doing the driveway, because the type of soil we have is not easy. They are all corals. We have to actually use jackhammer to cut through those corals. I'm talking about it takes a long time to just make a foundation for my house. One day, sometimes did not even finish with one post, because the dimension of that is about, the architect made it like 1.5 meters as deep as one, the width was 1.5, and then the depth, I think 1.5 also meters. And that is through a coral. And you know, when you do architecture design, you're not going to divert the post. It has to be done correctly, a straight line, right? So we have to get a jackhammer. And I own one, but I really have to get a bigger one because those corals are just too much. Sometimes it takes 1.5 days to 2 days just to cut through. That's how bad it was. And if I would have used a backhoe there, it would have probably taken a little bit, but backhoe also will have a hard time with those because you still have to use jackhammer or special gadget to tool to break through those corals, okay? And backhoe would cost you what, 1,200 a day pesos. So that's too much. But anyhow, to make long story short, I use backhoe. That's the only time that I use backhoe to cut through the driveway, which was about 146 meters that we have to do, okay? It's not even very wide because our the width of our driveway is like 8, but we have to put some shoulder there, okay? We have to extend some shoulder. We have to do that, and we did that for about 1 week. I'm sorry, erase. The making of the driveway just to cut through the corals, it took probably about maybe 3 days, something like that. But the cementing itself, it took a while, quite about 7 days, the cementing of that driveway. And those are already manpower, human manpower, okay? So the cost of a backhoe is 1,200 a day. And I asked them also to cut some corals and get rid of some corals that are sticking out at the side of the all those perimeter areas where we can get tripped. Okay, so that's part of the backhoe work, and that's really the only time that I use backhoes. Okay, everything else we're done human manpower. And sometimes you can save with just doing, if you're not in a hurry, you know, you can use manpower. But if you are in a hurry, you're short of time like what I had, man, you have to use a backhoe. And those people even volunteered. They said to me, ma'am, we can do it, but it would take them a while. And I know I do not want to employ another 7 people to do the driveway. Anyway, I saved some with the backhoe because it was the time factor that I was after, the time factor and effectivity of the work. But otherwise, what else did I use it for? Okay, the Carabao. We have Carabao manpower, do you know that? We use that in the farm because we do not use, we don't have tillers. So we use Carabao manpower and a man. Those Carabaos are very heavy duty animals, you know? You just have to take care of them. That's what we use for the trenches as well as for the farm of my worker. He has a corn patch and they use Carabao there. It's slow though, and it's not really shallow. I think it would go it's called furrow, right? But anyway, those things would go as deep as that, you know? But the human has to follow there and cut them into pieces. But anyway, they are very effective and it's always used, especially the hilly areas. You don't want any modern equipment there because they can tumble down. But those Carabaos, my Lord have mercy, they can do a steep hill like that. Very effective. And just take care of them, okay? And love those animals. But otherwise, overall, in between heavy equipment and manpower, I think it was very efficiently done. Okay, so but the heavy equipment in the island of Samal is so very expensive. It would cost 1,200 a day for those small backhoes. Those big ones like hi-ho, you'll be talking about 3,500 maybe with an operator, and you have to own the gasoline. 3,500 a day, not a day, holy cow, an hour. Sorry about that, guys, that's a bad info. 1,200 pesos an hour. So a day I spent for 8 hours, 9,000, something like that, for just a small backhoe. Now, for that hi-ho, I think it would cost you as high as 3,500, something like that, an hour, with an operator, as well as you have to provide for the gasoline. So, better than owning one though, because you don't have to have a mortgage, okay, or a loan, something like that, and buying you heavy equipment, because they have to maintain those. So those are the things that you have to consider when you build something in the Philippines. Okay, it takes time, patience, and money. Thank you, and give me your comments. Have a great day. Bye.